I'm on that yak, I wanna dance. Come get your man before I put him in a trance.
Hey guys, welcome back to your girls channel. It is Gigi reporting to you live from Gigi's Reality. I know I'm a day late and a dollar short with these basketball wives review, but I promise I'm about to make it up to you right now. First, before we get into that though, if you're new to your girls channel, let me welcome you to Big What's Up. I appreciate you for tuning into your girl. Please put a heart emoji down in the comments and I can shout you out, you know, as a form of appreciation, just to let you know I see you and we see each other. I appreciate the love. So, basketball wives, this shit is popping off back where it ended last episode. OG telling the whole world that Thomas is not Byron's son. Now, OG, you's an old bitter bitch. You are now on my not list. Like, last season you was horrible, but now this season, like, bitch, I'm pushing you off the cliff. Like, girl, are you seriously about to do this right now? You revealing people's family secrets, and then you want to blame it on Cece? I mean, you gonna have to do better than that. If you're gonna be woman enough to put that news out there, you better be woman enough to follow that, back that shit up, basically. So now here it is. Kristen's in the hallway. She's cussing up a storm on the phone on Thomas, calling Cece and OG all types of bitches and hoes and sluts and whatnot. And Cece is in there in the room looking dumbfounded and looking like a wounded baby deer with her eyes wide open because she is just in shock and awe of what OG basically just caused. OG was a tornado and fucked up the whole party with her arguing with Kristen. So here it is now. OG wants to be like, well, I'm only doing this for Cece's sake because this is what she told me. And now Cece's got to sit there and defend herself like, hold on, wait a minute. This is something very minimal that you turned into a large situation, OG. Like, this is not how I told you. And now you blowing it up and using it against Kristen. And now it's looking like I'm being messy, which is very much true. Now, I'm going to be real, y'all. OG, you going after Kristen because you have never liked this girl. Y'all got off on a bad start, but you really didn't like her after she came after Kwame and she said some valid shit. Kwame ain't getting ready to give you a ring. Right now, Kristen has everything you want. The kid, the ring, the white picket fence, and Kwame is not giving that to you right now because he's too busy overseas getting sucked off after basketball practice and not giving you what you want. You trying to be sexy over video camera last season. The shit didn't work. You still ain't got no ring. And you haven't had nothing to use against Kristen since then, but now you do, and you found the opportunity to use it right now at Evelyn's party. So quit trying to use this, coming after Kristen for Cece's sake, you know, as the whole cover-up because I'm not buying it. Miss me with that bull. So now Cece, she starts crying like, oh my God, like regardless, Thomas is always going to be Byron's son. And then OG wants to hug her, talking about, girl, I know, I'm not trying to take that away from him. Well, what the fuck did you think that was going to do? Telling the whole world that Thomas ain't Byron's son. That diminishes the whole thing. And the fact, in the meantime, you was trying to go after Kristen. Now you got his whole family basically back in an uproar over something they had to heal over a long time ago. So in the next scene, we have Shaunie. She had a break-in attempt. Shaunie, from the looks of it, like you were walking on the sidewalk. Why is your house down in a gated community? Bitch, you got money. Your last name used to be O'Neal. You can't be living down here with us commoners, with us regular schmegular folks, because everybody knows your last name used to be O'Neal. So up in that house is probably a couple of Birkin bags, some Cartier bracelets, you know, maybe a couple of Hermes dresses. Bitch, you got expensive stuff in them closet, or should I say closets, that you have. I know you got. So better find you a new home, which she says she was doing. She's ready to move because she obviously has younger kids at the house and she's not there a lot. So she wants to protect them, which is very much, you know, what you do as a mother. I couldn't imagine, you know, looking at my camera and seeing somebody trying to hop my motherfucking fence to get into my house. And she's scared and nervous, so she's ready to get out. Like the movie, she get out, she running. And then with the help of Shaq at that, Shaq, what you doing? I'm looking at you. He trying to help her while she's damsel in distress right now and trying to find her a new home. Shaq, I see what you trying to do. You ain't slick. So Cece and Byron are talking. Cece is filling Byron in on the night. And she's expecting, she doesn't know what Byron's reaction is going to be, but she basically tells him, look, me and Kristen made up, but then all of a sudden, OG burnt that bridge down that we built and said, you know, revealed that Thomas isn't your biological son. Now, Byron actually had a good reaction. He was like, look, I don't care. Regardless, I'll raise that boy. I might not be the sperm donor, but he's always going to be my son. And, you know, Cece has to tell him, like, now I'm kind of upset with OG because she's making it look like, you know, I put the battery in her back to go against Kristen, and that's not what happened. Like, you know, we sat down at dinner and we kind of talked about it, but that was it. And now I feel responsible. And, you know, Byron, you know, had to say, like, look, you're not responsible for what other people say, but the other girls shouldn't be trying to blame you for, you know, what she did, because that's her and Kristen's issue. Byron, you got, you know, you older and wiser, so you said something very valid. Even though the women keep coming after you, Cece, it's not your fault. And honestly, I don't care what nobody says. Cece is not a confrontational or malicious person. She just doesn't do that. Sometimes she's a people pleaser, and sometimes that makes her put her foot in her mouth. But she's not never coming after people purposely or dropping bombs like the whole family secret to OG for her to run off and go blow it up in Kristen's face. OG's making it seem like she sat down with Cece and she was like, you know, gossiping like, oh girl, pss, 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 Thomas really ain't Byron's son. And then she thought she pulled a Jennifer. Jennifer tried to drop some information hoping somebody was going to run off with it. And that's what OG's making it seem like Cece did. And that's not how that happened. And OG, you should be better at protecting your friend if that's what you saying you was doing in the first place. After all the women that's coming after her, then you need to have her back. That's what you really need to do if you was really Cece's friend. So, speaking of that, OG goes out to dinner with Jackie and Tammi. They have a little girls' night out. And at this point, Jackie fills Tammi in on the night. Now that Tammy's back with her disappearing ass. Like I tell y'all, Tammy's a ghost. You see her when you see her, but that's it. But she said, I'm about to give these bitches 1 hour and then I'm dipping and heading back home to Reggie. So Jackie fills her in like, girl, OG basically told all of us that Thomas ain't Byron's son. Tammy's looking like, bitch, really? And OG, she didn't look remorseful at the moment. She kind of was like smiling and didn't seem regretful with the old ugly ass 8th grade bowl cut bob ass wig that she had on. What the fuck was that? She pulled her bangs back like she was in 8th grade and put a rubber band behind your head. Like, OG, you still haven't figured your hair out, and I don't know how that is. You hang around these women, I know they got some stylists they could have given to you by now. Like, bitch, you should have figured this out. You still on C-list. You need to get the A-team, all right? But now, OG's like telling Tammi, like, you know, everybody's remembering what I said, but not what Kristen said. You know, she said some stuff about Kwame. She gets emotional and was like, you know, I hate showing emotions, but I felt attacked, you know, having 5 or 6 women coming after me. And that is not what happened. OG, like, don't be trying to pull the victim because you was poking and poking and poking at Kristen and you got what you got. You can't be mad when you throw a stone and somebody sends back a rock. Like, I can't stand when people do that. Don't be poking at me, and then because I give you the reaction that is more than you expected, now all of a sudden you want to run and hide and play victim. Now she's making it out to Tammi like, oh, Shaunie, Jackie, and all the women were like coming at her like, yin, 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 like this, and that's not what happened. That whole situation started with you, OG, because you run in with your funky ass attitude and then came after Kristen with the, oh, you're fake, you're fraudulent stuff. So do you expect Kristen to just sit back and take all that and not come after you with her tea? You threw the tea, so she was gonna throw it back. Like, Kristen wasn't just gonna sit there and look like a bump on a log. Like, bitch, please, I wouldn't. If you was coming for me, I'm throwing everything back at you that I got. I'm gonna make you hurt. If you, bitch, come for me if you want to. You got the right one today. You got the right one today. And Kristen basically did that. Honestly, OG, I feel like OG did this to Kristen because she has to get back at Kristen somehow for the fact that, you know, Kristen said the stuff like, you really ain't, like, you are never gonna have a ring, like, Kwame's never gonna marry you. So to her, this was OG's opportunity to basically knock Kristen down to the same peg that she's at. Like, look, bitch, haha, you ain't really technically a basketball wife either. You ain't no royalty, you ain't no Scott. So now here it is, bitch. Look, we both on the same level. But by doing that, you made yourself look dumb. You made Cece look dumb. And now you ain't gonna have no friends after this. But Tammi confused me because she wanted to be like, oh, gee, like, you can't be carrying everybody else's burdens. These bitches are wrong for coming after you. And then she looked at Jackie like, okay, so who was right and who was wrong, trying to put some fault on somebody. Like, Tammi, if you're gonna be Captain Save-A-Hoe and be OG's friend, then you need to say that she was wrong, because she was absolutely wrong for bringing that mess up. Point blank, period. That was family business, and she was messy by trying to tell the whole world that as a negative connotation. That's real to you, Tammi. But now here it is, Jackie. She's stuck, and Jackie's not crazy no more, so she's in a neutral position. So she's telling Tammi, like, bitch, I wasn't the only one there. Like, I just kind of told OG and Kristen, look, y'all both wrong. Y'all in this argument, like, we shouldn't be acting like this. But now here Tammi want to call Jackie fake because she want to, quote unquote, be in the in crowd. Tammi, I mean, Jackie's already really kind of with the in crowd. Like, it's not really that big of a deal. But Jackie got me because she was in her confessional like, oh, I'm fake. But Tammi, where the hell you been? You been MIA. Huh, really? And so I was laughing because it was like, Jackie, she called you out right there. But then Jackie was like, bitch, you better get off my back and try to blame me for shit. We about to go out here and smoke this joint, and that's getting ready to be that. And I was like, yes, Jackie, tell them, put this marijuana down your throat. Get that wee in your system. Put some fucking in your system and leave this shit alone. But OG, I'm catching you. I'm clocking you. You doing this whole thing. Now you feel stupid for doing it, really. And now you trying to play the victim after you realize how fucked up that was you did. That's really what you doing. Now you, what they call backpedaling and pussy popping. That's what you doing, OG. So, Shaunie meets up with Jackie and what's the other girl? OG, because they want to talk about basically what happened. And I mean, Shaunie, she basically got a co-sign what Jackie said, which is, I ain't never seen OG be attacked. And then Tammy's like, well, I heard you call her a scum of the earth. And Shaunie's like, I never said that. Like, I don't even put that in my vocabulary. And OG's sitting over there real quiet because she kind of low-key, when you don't say nothing, it's basically like green lighting what other people say. When you don't say nothing against it, it's basically for it. And OG, that's kind of what you're doing in a sense. So now here it is. Shaunie's like, hold on, when was OG attacked? I ain't never witnessed OG be attacked. And then OG's like, well, Kristen said this stuff against me and nobody said nothing. And I didn't appreciate everybody saying that I was, the one who started it. And so Shaunie had to be like, hold on, wait a minute. So you say this stuff about Kristen and now you're the one attacked, but Kristen not the one who was attacked? Like, that's not fair. Like, that's really being a hypocrite, OG. You can't all of a sudden play like you was attacked when you wasn't the one who started it. But she wouldn't be like, I wasn't attacked. And Shaunie's like, well, how's that? Because she's like, I wasn't the one who started it. Bitch, you were. You walked in there ready for a fight. It's about to be a, what? Girl fight. Oh. Anyways, let me get back to the, I lost me for a second. But yeah, OG, you started that whole situation. Remember, fake, fraudulent, you got amnesia, bitch. Like, that whole situation, you were ready to drop that bomb. And you keep trying to claim, I tell Cece, I'm not going to carry her burdens or like carry her crosses no more. But that's what you wanted to do. Because in the confessional, the first episode, you were saying like, oh, I'm waiting for Cece to say something, but if she don't, I will. No, that's you. All of Cece's crosses, you ain't worried about telling, but you was ready to tell that one because it was about Kristen and you needed something to get back at the bitch because she hurt your feelings about what she said about Kwame. And that's true tea. So now Jackie was like, well, Tammi called me fake, Shaunie. I didn't appreciate that. And so Tammi had to be like, well, I mean, the way you said it was like you sat there and let everybody go after OG. And Shaunie was like, no, that's not what happened. Like, this, you got this all wrong. So now Tammi apologizes to Jackie. I was like, maybe I got it all wrong. And now here it is. OG wants to be like, I have my anger to work on. That's why I am in football. And Shaunie was like, Shaunie then tried to change it to, well, I really should be going after Cece because she, is the one who put the battery in your back to say it and she shouldn't be saying nothing. And OG, you keep letting everybody go on with that narrative. So you really not Cece's friend because that's not what happened and you know it because from Cece and Byron's vantage point, all they did was have dinner with your ass. But because they said something and you was like, oh, I could use this against Kristen, that's what you did. You collected some tea and you kept it in, they say that receipt in the back of your head until it's time to pull that bitch out. And you pulled that bitch out of Evelyn's party. So miss me with the whole, oh, I was attacked bullshit. There was like a little scene where Kristen goes shopping with Malaysia and London. She tells London about the whole thing. London starts crying, saying, I can't believe people are attacking me, my family and stuff, especially through you. Malaysia, she's still heated because she's like, oh gee, I'm not fucking with her. But I'm wondering where Cece's at, because if Cece's telling her this, why is she doing that if she's trying to make up with you? Malaysia, I understand you want to play Iyanla right now, but you're kind of making it bigger than what it is. Like, you're kind of making a whole different narrative. Like, Cece's the one playing Puppet Master, when that's not how it is. It just isn't. I don't care what anybody says. Cece she doesn't do shit on purpose. That's just not who she is. She's not a confrontational person. And now Tammi wants to invite everybody to this little lunch in, and everybody gets there and they go try to knock out the whole situation. But here OG is backpedaling a pussy popping, as people like to say. She want to open up with, well, Cece, you know, I do listen to you telling me stuff about Kristen, and I listen to your conversations of what you have to say, and you know, that's how I got it from you. And Kristen was right. She was like, oh gee, hold on, cut the shit. Every time you have an issue with me, it's Cece said, Cece said, Cece said that, and I don't like that. And I'm kind of like, here we go, Kristen, there you are, right on point. No, OG, you have an issue with me, quit blaming it on Cece. And then OG want to be like, well, no, Kristen, I don't have a problem with you. You have an issue with me. And Shaunie looked at that bitch like, hold on, wait. Hold on. Shaunie, OG, that whole night would have started without you having an issue with Kristen. Like, I'm not getting where now all of a sudden your whole mood shift changes. And so now Cece was like, hold on, wait a minute, because Malaysia's coming after her like, well, Cece, I'm having an issue because it's looking like you told her you're playing Puppet Master to attack my family. And Cece's like, wait, hold up, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished? Like, she was like, hold up, wait. Because OG went and told it like that, it's making it look way worse. You're overthinking it. Me and Byron just had dinner with her and Kwame. Matter of fact, it was Byron the one who talked about it. And now because OG, you know, said it like that, it's making it look like I did that, and that's not how it was. And now, OG, this is your opportunity to be the friends that you say you are to Cece, and be like, hold up, wait a minute. I'm not going to let y'all go after Cece like that, because that's not how it was. You know, I sat down with Byron and her and had dinner, and that's how it came to me. It didn't come to me by Cece being like, okay, go tell Kristen. That's not how it happened. So, OG, I clock you right there. You are not really Cece's friend. You're using her right now, honestly, because you ain't got no other storyline. You can't use your relationship. So now you got to build something up with Cece, the only person who's willing to talk to you right now. So Kristen and OG, they apologize because OG kind of gets emotional about nobody caring about what Kristen said. And Kwame, the whole thing that Kristen said about Kwame, I want to know, because shit, they bleeped it out. So it honestly must have been some real serious tea, because VH1 didn't want us to hear it. But bitch, I want to know, VH1, what the fuck was it that's wrong with Kwame? But it hit a nerve with OG for sure. So I mean, if it ain't gonna come out now, it's gonna come out later. But those two hoes apologized. Tammi kind of butts in and was like, look, Cece, like, you know, it's cool to throw a little small tea, but it's family stuff. You gotta, you know, keep out the loop. But then it gets like real serious, because now Kristen is like, Cece, I'm having an issue because I've never had an issue with Byron, but now here you come, and all the problems start with you. And now Cece's like, skirt, hold on, wait a minute, y'all not gonna put everything on me like I'm throwing Byron under the bus. And then Malaysia's like, look, he has his kids. Do you even care about his kids having a relationship with him? Now, Cece, I was rooting for you, but damn, you kind of fucked up right here. But I know it's because you was getting upset that the girls were coming after you. You just lost your cool and you said something, you know, out of box and out of character, because here it is. No, I don't care about, you know, Byron having a relationship with his kids. That makes you look bad, because they already trying to blame you for the whole reason that the kids is falling out with Byron in the first place. But y'all, it's not Cece's responsibility. Like, if Byron wants a relationship with his kids, that's a grown-ass man. He gonna have a relationship with his kids if he want to. But y'all keep looking for Cece, I don't know, to be the fixer in this, because she is the new woman in his life, but that's not her responsibility. Y'all got some pent up anger in regards to Byron, but y'all just keep taking it out on her because she's the new woman in the picture. But now here it is, Malaysia. She feel like she gotta go talk to Byron because Cece said that she didn't care whether the kids were at the wedding or not. It's up to Byron. So I think after that we had a scene where Phoebe, I guess she want to be a rapper now. So she stops, Shaunie and Evelyn stop by. They kind of give her a little camera time. Talking about how it is being basketball wives and always doing the stuff behind the man, but now they're independent. And Phoebe's like, I really look up to you guys, making your own businesses and, not just, settling for the man's money. But I'm like, hold on, bitch. What business do Evelyn got? I'm a little confused. Because just now this season, she's making up this whole skincare thing. I mean, Phoebe, you giving Evelyn a little more credit and props than she needs to. I mean, Shaunie, on the other hand, she got the weed business. She's a producer. Like, she's a boss for sure. But Evelyn, all she doing is collecting severance pay on the 1st and the 15th of every month. So, I'm going to have to stop you right there, Phoebe. But she brings up the whole OG thing, calling her, saying like, oh, you got a gag order. She makes it sound like OG kind of made her feel like a jump off, basically, like she didn't have a relationship with him and that he was trying to keep her quiet by having the kids and stuff like that. So now this is going to be a whole new thing where Phoebe has an issue with OG. What happened after that? Oh, there was a talk with Kristen and Evelyn, and she had a little friend there. Kristen, Phoebe, and her little friend at a little wine spot, and they brought up, obviously, the situation, and Kristen is feeling like, oh my God, I've never met anybody who throw their husband under the bus more than Cece. And I don't think that's happening, but Kristen obviously is going to have an issue with Cece at the moment because she's still raw about how that everything played out. But she killed me when she's like, but OG, she ain't got nothing but time, so I'm on her mind every second of the day. And I think that is true. OG ain't got no kids occupying her time. She ain't got no man that's living with her at the moment. So OG really ain't got nothing but time, which is why she's doing that stupid ass booty bouncing doll that ain't gonna sell nothing. But you do you, boo boo. But with OG coming up, Phoebe was like, yeah, that bitch trying to check me, talking about a gag order. But guess what? I'm the one with the kids, and until she can have kids, if she wants, like, if she can have them, then we can talk. And I was like, ooh, okay. All right, Phoebe, let you tell it. So then we kind of get to the end where Shaunie's moving into the home. Shaq found her a house. That's surprising. I mean, Shaq, we see you, but then it's real awkward because there was a conversation where Shaunie was talking to her son, asking about, oh, well, what if me and Shaq got back together? Bitch, what you mean if y'all got back together? Now, Shaunie, if you considering it, you better be careful. I mean, I think Shaq wouldn't fuck her over again if he got a second opportunity with her. But you never know with these niggas. I mean, y'all see with Carmelo and Tristan. But Shaq, he older though. Like, he's old Cadbury egg looking ass. I mean, I don't think he got much more, energy in him to be messing with these little young things. But the son was like, I don't know how I feel about that. But she's like, it wouldn't happen. But I'm like, bitch, you brought it up for a reason. That means it came across your mind at some point in the day. Now that y'all all best friends and such. That's how it happens, Shaunie. Y'all get real close. It always starts out with the dude in the friend zone, but you get drunk one night, you wake up, and now his ass is in your bed from a night you can't remember. But her kid's having a little 16th birthday, but she said, not at my damn house, handing out my address and stuff. We're going to do this party somewhere else. So now we get to the end where Malaysia decides she's going to talk to Byron and confront him about Cece and stuff. And she's like, look, I mean, do you know about the situation? Like, how do you feel with Cece? He's like, I'm sure, she has a part, but she's not to blame for everything. These other women, are involved. And she was like, well, look, you told OG, and OG's making it seem like you, was like, yeah, gave her the okay to go tell, blow it up in Kristen's face. And he was like, no. He was like, I don't know what you're talking about. We all just sat there and talked, and I don't have control of that girl. And so, Malaysia, I kind of don't know where you got the whole Byron gave her the okay, and you kind of like are so passionate about this that I think you're kind of making your own narrative, but that's not how it happened. But we turn to the situation because it's like, my family's being messed up, especially with Kristen, and Byron was like, well, she said I was a bad grandparent. But Malaysia tried to fix it like, well, Kristen, what she really meant was, you don't come by as much as she, would want. And he's like, look, I've called, I've come by, but they hit me with the, oh, she's asleep, or we're actually not at the house, or we forgot. So he's saying, look, we got to meet halfway because I'm not going to keep putting in effort and not getting nothing back. And he's very right with that. Like, I mean, he can only do so much. But, the whole relationship with the kids thing, he's like, look, y'all got to leave Cece out of that. Like, she's not responsible for everything. But now, OG, you got somebody coming after you. Malaysia don't play. I think Malaysia going to be your match. So, OG, you better beware, bitch. You better beware. So that was the episode of Basketball Wives. I mean, it was jam-packed full. I mean, what do you guys think about OG at that table trying to say, oh, it was Cece whose fault it is that I said something? Like, bitch, please, you ain't playing nobody. Do y'all think Cece put the battery in OG's back, or was this something OG took upon herself to do? In regards to Shaunie and Shaq, what do y'all think if they got back together? Is that something y'all would want or not want? We're going to take a poll on that. Okay, y'all, that was, the episode of Basketball Wives. Please like this video and subscribe to your girl's channel. I will catch you guys on the flip side. Deuces.